every day, late at night, not okay. All I want, and I pray, all I need are some better days. Fuck me, I'm looking in the mirror, so foggy, but I've never seen clearer. I don't really think anyone can save me, and honestly I'm not really sure I want saving. I like to be my own worst enemy. There's no risk if you don't try at anything, so I'ma just keep buying everything. See you in the next life, have to be a better me. I don't think that.
So guys, in this tutorial we'll be learning how to cut and sew a bubu dress with a monostrap neckline, a bubu dress with an asymmetric neckline, or you can say it's a bubu dress with one off shoulder neckline. Okay, so if you look closely at this design, you will understand that one side is fitted while the other side is not fitted. Okay, so let's get started. The material I'm working with is a lycra material. It's very stretchy, and this is 2 yards plus extra 8 inches. So the total inches of the material I'm working with is 80 inches. Okay, and you can see I already folded this into 4. First of all, you fold it into 2 and you fold it again, and the total length I'm working with is 60 inches. Okay, so the measurements you need for making this dress is just your shoulder measurement and your hip circumference. You can see that I've already folded this material into 4 equal parts. You fold into 2 and you fold again. You can see that I folded it into 4 equal parts. But since the design we are making, one side is fitted and the other side is in form of a bubu, it's not advisable for you to fold it into 4 equal parts, especially if you are working with a limited amount of fabric. So the first thing I'm going to do is to get my hip measurement and divide it by 4. So when I divide my hip measurement into 4, 42 divided by 4, I'm having 10.5. I will add extra 1 inches to it. I will have 11.5. Okay, so what I'm going to do is that I'm going to refold this. Okay, I'm going to refold this into 11.5, or I can rather make it 12 inches. Okay, so you can see instead of this second folding to be equal to the first folding here, it should stop somewhere here. Okay, so this will give me more fullness for the other.
I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name. Check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain, assess and I change. Possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints. Money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague. We all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name. All our insecurities are on display. This is war with the enemy, think that it was meant to be. Living in a time where disease is.
So just like I explained, I have refolded it. So the essence of this is just to save your material. Okay, but if you have excess material, you can leave it the way I folded it before. So let's go ahead to input our measurements. So the first thing I'm going to do is to mark my shoulder measurement. My shoulder measurement is 15 inches divided by 2. I have 7.5. So I'm going to mark my shoulder measurement 7.5. Then having done that, I'm going to mark my neckline. I'm using 3 inches by 3 inches. So 3 inches width and 3 inches depth. That's what I'm using. So you are going to connect your neck curve. So after connecting your neck curve, you are going to mark down 1 inch for your shoulder slope. Then connect it. From your shoulder slope, you are going to mark down your armhole depth. So I'm using 8 inches, or let me make it 7.5 since the material is very stretchy. So I'm going to use 7.5 as my shoulder slope. 7.5. So I'm going to bring down my shoulder measurements here, and you are going to connect a straight line. So my bust circumference is 38 divided by 4, 9.5 plus 1, 10.5. So I'm going to mark 10.5 here. So I'm going to connect my armhole curve, okay? So just connect your armhole curve. Okay, so I'm going to mark shoulder to my hip line. Shoulder to hip line is 24 inches. So you can use 25 if you are tall. Mark it. So my hip divided by 4 plus 1, I'm having 11.5. I will mark it. So I'm also going to mark shoulder to waistline, 16 inches. So I can just bring down whatever I have at the bust line, also at the waistline. Or you can mark your waistline. So I'm going to connect it. So whatever I have, the totality of what I have at the hip line, I'm going to take it downwards. So I'm done marking the parts that will have the fitted part. So the next thing I want to do now is to shift this. Okay, I'm going to shift this squarely. I want to mark and cut out the parts that will have the bubu part. Okay, so I shifted this so that we can mark our bubu side, but you can see I marked out 3 inches. Okay, so I will be cutting this 3 inches out so that I can be able to see material to do other stuffs that I will do on the design. You know, I'm working with limited amounts of fabric. So what I'm going to do now, I will shift it back up to that 3 inches. So I will rearrange it back. So having done that, I'm going to mark the shoulder slope for these parts that will have bubu kaftan. So for the parts that will have the bubu kaftan, I'm going to mark 3 inches downward for the shoulder slope. So when I mark it, I'm going to connect it back to the shoulder slope of the part that will have the fitted part. So after marking the shoulder slope of the kaftan side, I'm going to mark the armhole part. Okay, so I'll be coming down by 9 inches. So you measure 9 inches for the sleeve opening of the kaftan side, then you come in by 1 inches or 1.5, then you are going to mark it straight downward like so. Can you see that? So mark it straight downward, and this part should not be sharp, it should be curvy. So you can see, just mark it straight downward. So first I'm going to cut the shoulder slope. So after cutting the shoulder slope, I'm going to cut out this part, the sleeve opening of the kaftan side. Okay, so I'm done cutting out the part that has the kaftan side. The next thing I want to do is to cut out the part that has the fitted side. Okay, so you are going to be very careful. You are going to pick out these two. Okay, then you will cut it out. So I have equally cut out the part that has the fitted side. Can you see it? So the next thing I will do is also to cut out the neckline. After cutting out the neckline, we are going to open it up so that we can cut out the part that has the monostrap. So having opened it up, I'm going to mark 3.5 inches downward. Then I'm just going to place my ruler and connect the monostrap effect. So once it's done, I'm going to cut it out. So we are done with the cutting. The next thing I want to do is to pin it down. Okay, so I'm going to pin it down at the fitted part side. I'm going to pin it down because I will go to my sewing machine and sew it down. So I'm done pinning down the fitted part. I'm also going to pin down the kaftan part. So you are going to pin it down so you don't stress yourself over arranging it over again. So I'm going to pin down the kaftan side. I'll also go to my sewing machine and I will sew it down. So I have sewn both sides by ½ inch downward. So this is the fitted part. I've also sewn it by ½ inch downward. So the next thing I will do is to use my bias stripe to turn the armhole, the sleeve opening of the bubu part, and I'll also use my bias stripe to also turn the armhole of the fitted side. So after doing that, I'm going to join the shoulder part by ½ inch. Then we'll be back for the next step. So after using bias stripe to turn the sleeve opening area, and after joining the shoulder part, we are left with the neckline to work with. So what you are going to do is to measure what you have on your neckline. I have 12.5 on each side. So you are going to cut a long stripe. The long stripe I have here is about 78 inches long. That's too long, it depends on what you want. So, and the width is 2 inches. So what you are going to do is to fold this long strap in half. So once you fold it in half, we are going to notch the midpoint. So once you notch the midpoint, this is the midpoint. From the midpoint, I'm going to measure 12.5 here. I will also notch it. Then from this other part of the midpoint, I will also measure 12.5 inches. Then I will notch it. Okay, so you can see that from those 12.5 inches points that I notched, can you see that I have closed the other part of this strap? Can you see that? So when you come to this part, you make a curve. I'm just going to trim this off. This is a stressing material, so I've been struggling with it on my sewing machine. So can you see? You are also going to make a curved stitch here. So can you see? So the opening that we have here is just where we are going to join on the shoulder. So once you are done with that, you are going to turn it out. Okay, this is it after turning it out. Can you see that both ends are closed? Okay, the only open part is where we are going to join on the neckline. So you are going to get your outfit. Okay, you are going to locate the shoulder seam. So this is the shoulder seam. So you are going to join this right side facing each other. Okay, so you are going to grab the center part of where you notched on your strap. You are going to mash it up with the shoulder seam like so, and you are going to pin. Okay, so can you see? This is where the opening stops. Make sure that it's stopping at this point. Okay, so you are going to pin it all the way. So after pinning it, I will go ahead and sew it round and we are done. So this is the neckline after joining the long strap. Can you see that? So this is the shoulder part. So I want us to do the rushed effect at the shoulder part. What I'm going to do is to turn the wrong side. So after making the gathered effect, I'm just going to adjust it a little bit. So this one depends on you. Just going to adjust it a little bit. I want to have the totality of 8 inches from the shoulder point. So I think I have 8.5 here. So I just want the totality of 8 inches. So once I'm okay, so I have 8 inches from the shoulder point to the gathered point. I'm okay with it. So I'm going to tie it up now, and that is it. So I'm going to tie it up here. So guys, after using my needle and thread to make the gathered effect, this is how beautiful it looks on the right side. I will put it on and show you the final outcome. So if you've not subscribed to my channel, kindly do so. That will really mean a lot to me. If you've done that already, thank you so much, and God bless you. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.